Yes, it's focused. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to Stackhouse Lives. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. This is a follow-up video from my unboxing sandcasting video that I did nearly a week or a couple of weeks ago nearly. Can't keep track. You can click here and that'll link you to the unboxing video of the product that I was working with. Today's video will be me actually sandcasting a Japanese style Tsuba, which is a sword guard which goes above your hand to protect you. I'm going to be making the alloy myself, made from copper and silver. Then I'm going to be making the Tsuba itself using traditional sandcasting techniques. Making up the mold for the sandcasting kit, it's the most time consuming part about it. It takes the most amount of time to do, but casting it and pouring the metal only takes maybe a couple of seconds. So we're going to be going through a bit of a walkthrough on how I'm going to be doing that. I might do a couple of test pieces and I might just make a really simple Tsuba for this video and dive into more complicated shapes at a later stage, but I just want myself a nice flat disc to work with. So once I've got the Tsuba cast, I can get it onto my sword. So I haven't really done a video on this sword, but it's a sword I made probably around 3.5 years ago. I'm getting the sword finished because I've been really lazy in the last couple of years. I want to get this sword completed for a Auckland Blade Show and the Sika Show, which are both in about 2 months from now. So I want to get this sword completed so that I've got a really cool object for the show. I've got a bunch of other knives and a bunch of other blades that are going to go towards the show as well, but getting the sword is a really big priority for me to get finished. I'll show you the sword now. So I've got it just here. So the blade's completed. You can have a look at the sword there. So that's where it is. It's quite a short blade, so it's not a katana, it is a wakizashi, which is a shorter variant of the katana. In my opinion, the better and more superior of the two swords. A bit shorter and definitely more nimble. And we'll move back so you can see the whole length of the sword. I've been thinking about doing videos of every component of the sword, but I'm just running out of time to complete it and get videos out. But I'd like to get comfortable with making swords and making larger pieces on video so that you guys can see the whole process, because a sword, if you don't know, is a lot harder to make than a knife. So you can see there, that's my copper habaki, which is this piece here, and the fitting. So the Tsuba is going to go in between those two spaces, and I want to get that guy cast for today. I'll quickly note the blade is made of Damascus steel as well. It's a little bit tricky to see, but in the right lighting, a Damascus pattern in the sword. And this needs to be acid etched still, so I haven't quite done the acid etching, but I want to get all of the components for the sword completed in the handle first so I can get a good idea of the weight. Now I've got a piece of MDF that I'm going to be using for the Tsuba. So it's about 5mm thick. I want to cut a piece off and make a little round disc for the Tsuba itself. Okay, there's the sand, and then our mold, which are the two most important things at this stage, and some talcum powder. So we've got our sand, that powder there, mold powder, the mold itself. Awesome. Get myself some gloves really quickly. Alright, so we're going to open this guy up. Alright, the sand itself is quite kind of red and clumpy. Quite sticky stuff. You can see that texture holds quite well. Taking my 2-piece mold, putting one of the guys aside, and I'm going to be filling this section up with sand. So I actually want to kind of break this stuff up again. And just very gently pack it in. You have to really make sure you compress this stuff well, but the first one I just want to do is just get a nice, I just want to fill the perimeter of this guy. So yeah, I'm just getting this block of wood. Nice, even amount of pressure. You can see that there quite nicely, and I have been pushing the sand out quite a bit, but that's fine, nice and compact. That's the most important thing. Alright, so I'm going to get a little bit of this powder and sprinkle it onto my mold. Like so, that's a bit too much powder. And then just lay this guy down like that. what I'll do is just push it down enough and start pushing the sand around the edges to hold it in place so it doesn't move on me too quickly, too easily. Onto the whole surface now. This is going to go over the sand and everything. I don't want these bits of the sand to stick together quite yet. Okay, so I'm going to push that stuff over like that. Lay this guy on top. Now I can start filling this up with sand and compacting this side. And once I've done my two-piece mold, I should be able to pull the MDF out. I'll lay quite a bit of sand on here now. It's a bit easier doing this side. Right. Pull the mold apart. So I can just very gently pull that guy out. Now that's exactly the mold there. No, it's still pulling out. Oh, that's okay. Just taking that little edge right with it. Okay. Oh, that's not too much of a problem. I just want the surface to be nice and clean. So I'm going to push this guy on here, like that. I'm going to get my car keys knife, my duk, and start taking some of the sand out. This is just to help the metal guide itself down into the sand, which is really good. Again, it's good because if you compress the sand, it's almost like rocks. You can kind of just pull it out. Okay, once I've got the majority of that done, I'll just pat the edges down. Now I'll come through with a drill bit. You have to clean the mold when you break through it, because the drill bit, the sand is going to drop through the stuff. Like that. You can see the hole on that side. Got a little bit of sand build up, so I want to get rid of that. Cool, so now I'm just going to dig this area out. So this is where the risers are going to go. And then you can use the drill bit and drill a hole through the mold itself. And you really got to take your time and not push the sand all the way out. You can see one of my risers there now. Very lengthy process this, but it's very rewarding, I have to say. Then I'm just going to go back through with the round part of the drill bit and just sort of push the edges, open the hole up, but all I'm doing is trying to compact that sand so that it doesn't go anywhere. There we go. So that's all 4 risers. You can see the risers on the other side as well. The funnel for the metal. Now I can reassemble this guy. And that's kind of all the boring stuff done, really. The next stage is to heat the metal up in the crucible and give it a pour. Okay, so now I want to weigh my material. I haven't done a conversion check on how much I need, so I'm just going to overestimate on the amount of material. So I need enough to make the Tsuba itself, and I need about maybe 15 to 20% extra because you want a drawer effect. You want the weight of the molten metal to pull down and fill up the space and then exit out of the risers. I've got my scales here, so I have my added silver there, which is about 23 grams, which is quite a lot. So I'm going to put that into the mix. And then traditionally shibuchi, you will need a quarter of that mix. So I'm going to add another 60 grams of copper to that mix to give me enough material. 35 grams now. I just want to keep adding metal until we get to about 80. I've given this guy about maybe 4 minutes to settle. The pour went really well. I don't think I cast enough of it though. Definitely need more metal. So let's just, for the camera, lean this guy out. It's just a bit warm on the base there, but let's pull that guy. Ah no, I didn't get enough metal in there. Need probably another 40% of that. So, but hey, that's fine. It's still kind of smoking and I don't want to breathe that in that much. Definitely forge this out to the shape that I want it. But that's a really nice surface there. Good casting though. Yeah, just didn't calculate enough material. I think that was my main downfall. But that's a really good shape. I'm quite tempted to keep working with this guy. I'm actually quite pleased with that. Nice colour on the shibuchi as well. And it's actually really round as well, which is that's how casting goes, I guess. But I'm really happy with that. I'm probably going to go ahead and continue that project. I might do one in bronze and reuse this casting mold so that we can get a better idea of that. So the crucible's already hot. Let's put some bronze in and see if we can get up to, and bronze will melt at a much cooler temperature, and let's see if we can get a bronze one out of that. But that looks pretty groovy. Cool. So that was about, yeah, 30, 40 more grams than I had from my previous. The first one was, I'm not going to call it unsuccessful. I really like the shape, and I'm probably going to, yeah, forge this guy by hand, or probably anneal it a couple of times, but really like it. Not what we wanted, but it was a happy accident. So give it about maybe 5 minutes to cool down, and we can get back into it. Okay, we're going to open the mold up now. See how it goes. Let's open the door up because it's really smoky as well, but very lightly pull the mold apart. Oh wow, okay, so it took a bit of the sand with it that time. It's probably because we've got a bit of a button. Burnt sand. And there's our Tsuba. So that was what I wanted it to happen, which did happen, but not exactly the way I guessed. So now all this burnt sand, that essentially is waste. You're not going to get much use out of how charred and burnt that is. It's actually really hot. It's awesome. That's the casting. So both of my attempts, being in the bronze, I had a lot more bronze lying around the workshop, which made it a little bit easier to add more metal to the mix. In terms of my first attempt, not necessarily what I was wanting, but it's actually quite a good happy accident, and I'm really happy with how how round the disc is. So I'm probably going to go through and form this guy and shape it a little bit bigger, but it may just kind of fit the shape and criteria that I want for the Tsuba anyway. It kind of sat inside the metal, and that's just due to the first pour that I did. Kind of made the mold a little bit more inconsistent, but that's sand casting for you. So, but still managed to cast quite a large piece of metal in this little kit. And this would be probably the biggest thing you'd actually want to make out of a sand casting kit. Normally you'd do smaller rings and things that make the metal go around a bit easier. So that wraps up the sand casting Tsuba. I might do a few more parts to this and probably take you guys through the process of me creating the Tsuba, seeing as I've already made a start. But yeah, that's the Shibuchi one there, and then that's the bronze one there. So two really cool Tsubas. I might use this for a bigger sword in the future, and I may not even do too much on the surface. I really like that raw finish, but I'm probably going to cut these little dudes off and then cut off where the sprue started, just get rid of that. But that surface there is you can't recreate that. It's so cool. And then I'm probably going to get on to work in the next few parts of this this Tsuba series and get this guy looking a bit more textured and kind of in shape with what I'm planning to do in relation to that sword. But yeah, that's the kit. You've seen how it works. I used a bigger crucible in the end as well compared to the little one that comes in that kit. That just does not hold enough metal, so I had to get myself another one. But that's the video. So if you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching, and subscribe to Stackhouse Knives if you're not already subscribed, and click the post notification bell down at the bottom of your screen. That'll give you notifications when our next video is out, and you have a wonderful day.